Hey YouTube, what's going on? Abyssalwave here, and welcome to episode 2 of the Tomb of Sargeras Insane DPS Guide for DKs. This is the Unholy version, of course, because Unholy is coming out before Frost, but let's get right into it. We are on Demonic Inquisition starting now with a 10-second pull timer. So in this fight, there are ads that spawn as people come out of the down little area. So actually, believe it or not, I'm not really going to go over the opener here because I have a whole video on how to do the opener, so I'm not even really going to worry about that. However, let me quickly say that after I actually pop my Dark Arbiter and put some Death Coals into it, I do put down my Death and Decay so I can get some cleave off because, you know, the bosses are stacked in the beginning. At least your guild should stack the bosses in the beginning because there's no reason to pull them apart so early. So right as we're splitting, now I turn and I throw up my Outbreak onto, what is it, Atragan, or not Atragan, Belak. Belak's the demon, not the demon looking one, but the floating one. So the thing about this boss that's different from the other bosses is actually this boss, you benefit more from your raid being shit. If your players are crap and don't really know what they're doing, you spawn more ads. You throw a Virulent Plague on those ads, you do more damage. So if you're in one of those really good guilds, yeah, you're going to get a fast kill time, but you're not going to get a lot of ads to cleave off of. So you want some players in your raid that do good damage, but just fucking tunnel, man. You just want the guys that tunnel, or the guys that don't really know the boss mechanics, because they're going to get a lot of extra torment, and they're going to spawn more ads. You want players going up and down twice. You don't even want players going up or down once. You want them going up and down twice, because they're going to spawn some extra ads, and the more cleave you have, the more damage you do. And this is not a guide on how to kill the boss on progression. This is not a guide on how to kill it with an under-geared group. This is a guide on how to do insane DPS on these fights. So what I'm doing, the only difference really here is I'm getting my Dark Succor, whatever the fuck you want to call it, the free Death Strike. I'm going to use it there because that's another 45 runic power for my Dark Arbiter, which is really nice. If you kill the ads, you do get your Dark Succor procs, which are really nice. So right here, I'm just going in with my Dark Arbiter, and then we're going to have to switch off of Atragan here and go on to Belak because they're a bunch of ads, and ads are just the biggest thing. And since we have our grip, we got to grip it in. Now, the grip is utility for the group. However, you get more cleave when you grip them in, so it's a win-win because you're helping your raid and you're helping yourself. So right here, I pop AMS. I get a little, I don't think I actually get any runic power out of it, but I was about to die, so, you know. And I was running Spectre Betrayal in this fight, which maybe wasn't the best choice. You probably want to run a nice stat stick because you're cleaving so much. You're throwing up Virulent Plague on so many ads, and yeah, people just standing in the group there to get the spell, that'll fucking kill you, so you really want to watch out for that. And we're going to come up on our second Army of the Dead here, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to pop it, and then I'm going to use my Cold Heart so I can get Master of Ghouls with my 20 stack Cold Heart use. Chains of Ice, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So, all in all, this fight for me was an 89th percentile, 94 for eye level, which isn't too bad. It's definitely up there. You know, I'm very happy with that. However, faster kill times or more ads would definitely help out my parse all in all, because right here, as you see, I threw up Virulent Plague on like 5 different ads, and I was about to go below 1.3, but I shoot back up to 1.33 right there just because I'm throwing up Virulent Plague on everything. You see an ad, you use Outbreak on it because that's going to tick for quite a long time. So right here, we're getting into our other Dark Arbiter phase. I think this is our 3rd Dark Arbiter phase. So very nice. We're just going to be dumping as much as we can. But then the ranged and melee, they hit you up. You get extra torment, which fucking sucks, man. You really want to make sure that your range can tunnel, but tunnel correctly and smartly. And don't just stand in melee, because that caused me to be sent down. Because I was already, you know, tunneling hard. So I was getting extra torment. But if those calcified coils, if they go through your melee, like again there, I spawn into one, so that sucks. But right there, I got sent down because of that. You want to make sure that your range are not in melee, because if you get sent down once, that is really going to affect your parse. Because for me, personally, that was minus 30k DPS, or potential. I could have been upwards of 1.4 mil DPS, which would have been really nice. But right here, I'm actually leaving the melee range because there's so many ads exploding. And if I die, I do 0 DPS. So I really want to make sure I'm staying alive as much as I can. You want to make sure that your range are not spawning those purple circles in melee, because those give a shit ton of torment, and they give you more torment as you stand. But another little tip for this boss is right as you're going to switch off of either Acheron or Belak, you want to throw back up your Outbreak on them so you can get a refresh duration of your Virulent Plague, and so it'll tick for longer. So right here I'm going to be using my Apocalypse any second now. Right here I use my Apocalypse, I use my Cold Heart, and I go with my rotation. Now, as you see, my Dark Transformation was not off of cooldown. However, you just really want to be at around 16 seconds, because what you can do is you can start your little rotation for Dark Arbiter even when Dark Transformation is at around 16 to 17, because 2 Death Coils will put it off of cooldown. So you use your Dark Arbiter, you use 2 Death Coils, and then you use your Dark Transformation, because by then it'll be off cooldown. So right here, I'm just cleaving as much as I can through down to Death and Decay. And when I throw down that Death and Decay, and since there's so many adds, I'm actually not going to build up wounds because I'm not using Soul of the Deathlord. I'm just going to be spamming Scourge Strike because that's going to do the most AoE damage for me. So there's the kill. It was really nice. 1.38 mil. Could have been higher if I didn't get sent down, and could have been higher if maybe I had Soul of the Deathlord at the time, but I didn't. However, it's just fine. It was a really nice parse. You really want to be running probably Shoulders, Soul of the Deathlord here. However, any real combination for AoE works. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to give it a like, and I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.